I know there's more people here than that kind of noise. Morning, Park Church.
Good morning.
Awesome. Good to have you here today. Good to be here. There's a attendance pad in the row that you are sitting in. Please fill that out. Let us know that you were here today. We communicate by email, so a great email address would be very helpful to us. About once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, we'll send something out. If you haven't gotten something lately, it's because we perhaps don't have a great email address, but we also need to make sure you're in that database. If you have a prayer request, if you'd like us to partner with you in prayer in some way, there are yellow prayer cards in the seat backs in front of you. Please fill that out. Drop it in the offering basket a little later in our worship. We'll be privileged and honored to be able to pray with you and pray for you. There's so many things. Hey, let me bring Cindy up. We didn't really plan on this as we talked, but some of you know Cindy Ware. Come on up. And Cindy has been a member here at the park for a number of years, and she has been on a journey that many of you are not aware of, which is she is entering a path of ordination, commissioning.
Yes.
Something.
Hi. Thank you.
To be a pastor. So eventually that journey will lead to, well, we're not sure where actually at this point. Right now you do chaplaincy at Otterbein in Mainville. But just last week, the leadership team here at the park met with a district representative with our Methodist Church, and we gave her the old okie dokie. We like you, and we support you in the first step of this journey. And it is just a first step, as we talked. So it's hey, we recognize that God's calling you to something. So we're gonna be supportive with you and for you. So
yeah,
we're excited.
I really got to thank the park and the leadership. Our meeting last week was just outstanding, and it's just been great to be involved in what I'm doing here. So yeah, it's kind of exciting. There's a whole lot of first steps.
Whole lot of first steps.
Yeah.
And so another great first step is next week, while my wife and I are suffering for Jesus in Hawaii, Cindy will be bringing the morning message. So don't forget it. Don't be late. Be here. Bring friends.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Right? So that's awesome. So anything else?
No, just looking forward to worshiping this morning. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Let's give her a hand.
Thank you.
So we are wrapping up our series. We've been going through the book of 1 John, a small book near the end of the New Testament, a book that John wrote to the early church of the late first century. And he talked about two important things: God and love. Judy Lane's got a great story from her life that helps us wrap this up today.
Good morning. Today I want to share a little bit about probably the man who had the biggest influence on my life, and that was my father. And my dad was a professor at Ohio State. He was a godly man. He went to DeMolay when he was young, and then as he lived his life, he followed John Wesley's 3 simple rules. He did good, he did no harm, and he, most importantly, served others. Students loved him so much that he was nominated every year that he taught at Ohio State for the Alumni Distinguished Teaching Award. And he was the only professor at Ohio State still to this day who won it not once but twice. Because of that dedication to his students and to the pursuit of knowledge and to helping them grow as people. He also was an avid fisherman. And on May 9th, 1987, he was over at Rocky Fork State Park, which some of you might know is over in Hillsboro. And he was a muskie fisherman, and he caught a muskie. And my dad, being the fisherman that he was, he took the time to get his little scale sample and fill out his little envelope, even though he kind of noticed he wasn't feeling very good. And he got that fish back in the water and made sure it was alive, and then he realized, yeah, he was having a heart attack. So he drove the boat down the lake to where my mom was, about a half-hour drive. And they flew him by life flight up to Columbus. And 5.5 hours after the heart attack started, they administered TPA. It was a brand new drug at the time, and he fit the criteria for the research they were doing. So that's why they sent him all the way up to Riverside. It worked. It cleared up the clot, but regrettably, there was a lot of damage done because it took 5.5 hours before he got the medicine. And so on May 16th, his 50th birthday, he really took a downhill turn. But my mother and my sisters, who were there at the time, something really amazing. My dad had a discussion with somebody else in the room that nobody else could see. In this discussion, he said out loud, "All my life, I have strove to reach the highest form of education I could possibly reach, to gain the most knowledge I could possibly obtain. And you're telling me right now at this minute that that highest form of knowledge that I could achieve is love? It's love." I am so thankful that my dad had that discussion on that day, because he died probably like 15 minutes later. I know he's in heaven with Jesus, because before he died, he finally realized that the highest level of knowledge you could ever achieve, the most important thing in your life, is love. So today, I want to challenge you. As you're sitting here and you're looking at your own faith walk with Christ, as you think about how, you know what, I am a godly person. I do no harm. I do good. I serve. Take a look at your own heart and your own relationship with Jesus and say, can I go deeper? Do I really know and love my Savior? And what's the next step for me personally? Listen to Pastor Jeff. May his words hit your heart, hit your mind, and help you to achieve that incredible love from our great and glorious God, our Father. Please stand and worship that God with me.